My child, stop. Right now. There are only minutes left, and this moment is not for everyone. This is for you and me. God has stepped into your scroll, your breath, your racing heart today, on purpose. Archangel Michael stands guard over this second so nothing distracts you. Listen, this is not a crowd message. No audience. No noise. Just your heart and mine. I know the weight you carry for your mother, the worry you hide for your sister, the silent ache you protect for the ones you love. I see it all. And I stop time now because you are close, closer than you think, to walking away from what heaven prepared for you. This hour was written before your fears had names, before you learned how to be strong alone. Heaven has not been late, heaven has been precise. Every delay, every pause, every tear brought you here. And there is no later version of this invitation. Today matters. Neutral does not exist in holy moments. Do not scroll past this. Do not tell yourself you'll return in a few hours. What I place before you now cannot be recreated the same way. This is not judgment. This is not a test. This is love calling you closer. I see fear rising, tight in your chest. Let me remove it. You are safe. You are chosen. You are being invited right now. Come closer. My child, listen. There are moments left, not many. This is today, not someday. This is not religion, not rules, not performance. Strip it all away. Crowns, labels, systems, none of them are speaking now. It is you and me. God is here, and Archangel Michael stands watch while your heart is open. Not the version of you that smiles. Not the one who says, I'm fine. I am speaking to the tired you, the questioning you, the hopeful spark that survived disappointment. The part of you that worries about your mother, protects your sister, and carries love like a weight in your chest. That is who I'm calling right now. Something irreversible begins in this hour, not when the words end, but when you stop guarding your heart and start receiving. Stop analyzing. Open. Inner shifts happen before outer change. Seeds take root before anything breaks the surface. Right now, something is being planted that will not leave you the same. This moment cannot be repeated, not because my love ends, but because divine timing is precise. You were meant to hear this now, when your heart is soft enough to feel and strong enough to face truth. You are done with shallow answers. You are quiet enough to hear depth. What comes next will change everything. Not because life gets easy, but because you will not walk it alone. Awareness shifts direction. Truth straightens your posture. Closeness gives courage. Stay. Don't rush. Don't multitask. Finish this moment. You are not alone. You never were. I remember when it was just you and me, when silence felt holy, when tears spoke, when belief was simple. I remember your whispers. I remember your honesty. And I am here again, today. Come closer. There are minutes left. Receive. My child, there are moments left. Hear me now that I remember when your tears were release, not panic. When trust flowed without proof. When you felt my presence and that was enough. Faith was real, not because life was easy, but because closeness made the weight lighter. I treasured those moments. They were not phases. They were real connection. Nothing about them was imagined. Do not blame yourself for what changed. I am not disappointed. I understand. Life didn't pull you away all at once. It happened quietly. Responsibilities grew. Disappointments stacked. You learned to be strong for your mother, protective of your sister, steady for those you love. You survived, and survival crowded out stillness. Hear this clearly. I never moved away. I did not grow silent. I did not replace you. The distance you felt was not my absence. It was your exhaustion. Even when prayer felt empty, I stayed near. Even when silence felt heavy, I waited. Love does not leave when attention fades. Love waits. And now, today, God is calling you back to presence. Archangel Michael stands with you as noise quiets and fear loosens its grip. Those memories were not meant to live in the past. They were foundations. Closeness can be restored not by recreating who you were, but by arriving as who you are now. You do not have to perform. You do not have to force faith. Allow it. Nothing real between us was destroyed. It was covered by noise, not erased. Noise can be quieted. Hearts can soften. Silence can be safe again. There are minutes left in this holy window. Come as you are. Come closer. My child, time is tight. Listen now. Trust is returning, not as innocence but as depth. I am still here. I always was. And today, in this narrow window, it is just you and me again. God is near, and Archangel Michael stands watch while your heart is uncovered. I know how heavy your heart has been. Not tired, weighted. A heaviness sleep can't lift and rest can't reach. You wake with it. You lie down with it. You've learned to function through it, to smile for others, to keep moving while something inside you feels bruised. I see it. I have always seen it. There is a quiet sadness you rarely name. Not loud, steady. You hide it because you don't want to burden anyone. You tell yourself others have it worse. You should be stronger by now. But hear me, hidden does not mean small. You felt misunderstood. They hear your words but miss your heart. They see what you do, not what it costs you. You don't want praise, you want to be seen. You wish someone would ask how you really are and stay long enough to hear. When they didn't, you learned silence, and silence became another weight. You felt invisible even in rooms full of people. You showed up. You helped. You carried others. And still you felt alone. That loneliness doesn't come from being alone. It comes from being emotionally unseen. I know how deeply that hurts. Listen carefully, this matters now. What you've been carrying isn't just physical tiredness. It's spiritual weight. You've been holding worries, expectations, responsibilities, fears that were never meant to rest on your soul. Not because you didn't trust me, but because you felt you had to hold everything together. You believed strength meant doing it alone. My child, there are minutes left in this holy moment. Put it down. What you release now will not fall apart. I am here. Come closer today. My child, listen closely. There are minutes left. You were not failing. You were human. You did what you had to do to survive. And the cost of carrying everything alone is high. It drains joy, dulls hope, turns prayer into effort, and makes silence heavy. That is why your heart feels this way, not because you are broken or faithless, but because you were never meant to walk alone. Release the guilt now. I replace it with compassion. You judged yourself for feeling heavy. You told yourself you should be past this. But hear me, feeling heavy does not mean you failed. It means you have been strong for too long without rest. Strength is not the absence of pain. True strength is knowing when to put down what is not yours to carry. And today, God invites you into that strength, the kind that rests, trusts, and releases. I saw you choose responsibility over rest, others over yourself, endurance over honesty. I do not look at you with disappointment. I look at you with tenderness. You were never weak. You were tired, overloaded, stretched by life and expectations. And still you showed up. Still you loved. Still you hoped. That matters. Now, not later, not when you feel ready. Let me carry what you no longer can. You don't need explanations. You don't need to justify your exhaustion. Open the guarded places. Bring the heaviness. Bring the sadness you never name. Archangel Michael stands near as you rest. You are safe here. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to be strong. Let me be strong for you. As you release now, the weight may not disappear all at once, but it will begin to lift today. My child, hear me now. The minutes are precious. Breathing will feel easier. Thoughts will slow. Your heart will soften. This is not weakness. This is healing beginning. Remember it. Let it sink deep. You were never weak. You were carrying too much alone, and you do not have to do it anymore. I am here. I am not going anywhere. God is with you. Archangel Michael stands beside you. There are thoughts you never spoke aloud, questions you silenced, fears you tucked away because you feared being ungrateful, faithless, or weak. I know them all. I heard them before you even gave them words. Nothing you wondered has ever pushed me away. Nothing you questioned ever shocked me. You asked quietly, "Am I really enough?" You barely admitted it to yourself, comparing yourself to others, feeling always behind. Hear me. That question did not come from truth. It came from weariness, from carrying too much. You wondered about purpose. You asked, "Why am I here? What am I meant to do?" You saw others confident, driven, sure, and you felt unsure. You feared you took wrong turns, that your life would be smaller than you hoped. I saw that fear. I never despised you. Doubts crept in. About me. About prayer. About whether your efforts mattered. You tried to push them away, telling yourself faithful people never feel that way. But they do. Faithful hearts struggle too. Questions do not cancel love. Doubts do not erase belief. You feared quietly. Fear of being alone. Fear of never becoming who you hoped. Fear of surviving but never truly living. Fear of time slipping, choices failing, hope fading. And yet, you are still here, still breathing, still opening your heart. Now, today, let me meet that fear. Let me carry it. You do not have to face it alone anymore. My child, there are only moments left. Hear this now. Those fears sat heavy in your chest, even when you tried to stay positive. Let me answer you gently, today, not later. You are enough not because of what you achieve, but because you are mine. Your worth was spoken before your first breath. You do not earn value. I chose you. Your flaws do not disqualify you. They make room for grace. Say it in your heart now. Amend if Jesus is your joy, your peace, your strength. Then your purpose was never lost. You did not miss it. You did not ruin it. Purpose is not a fragile moment you can break. It unfolds through relationship, not pressure. Every season, even the hard ones, shaped you. Nothing was wasted. God weaves meaning from every thread. Your doubts do not scare me. They do not offend me. Bring them into the light now. Honest doubt opens deeper trust. Forced faith builds walls. When you hide questions, they grow heavier. When you bring them to me, they soften. I am not threatened by your honesty. I welcome it. Your fear about the future does not mean you lack faith. It means you care. You want your life to matter. That desire came from me. Fear only harms when it keeps you silent. Bring it here today and it loses its power. Archangel Michael stands with you as fear loosens its grip. You are not broken for struggling. You are human. This world demands certainty and offers little. Of course questions rise. Of course fear whispers. That does not mean you're failing. It means you're growing. I know this path. I walked among humanity. I know unseen weight. I know anguished prayer. I do not stand far above you. I step into this with you. So don't clean your thoughts. Don't perform faith. Come real. Let honesty replace hiding. Let truth replace pretending. Trust deepens not through perfect belief, but through real relationship. I'm not impressed by polished words. I'm moved by open hearts. Say what you've been afraid to say now. The weight will lessen. The fear will loosen. The distance will close. You are fully known and fully loved. You do not walk forward alone. My child, this is your moment. Minutes remain. You have never walked alone, and today you no longer walk in silence. God is here, and Archangel Michael stands near as I speak to your heart. There were moments no one else saw you, but I did. Rooms full, heart empty. Laughter around you, yet you felt separated, like watching life through glass. You told yourself to be grateful, to be strong, to not complain. So you carried loneliness quietly, believing it was safer to hide it than explain it. You learned how to look strong, how to smile on cue, how to say, "I'm fine," without hesitation. You didn't want to worry anyone. You didn't want to seem needy. So you showed up composed and capable, even while something inside you was breaking. Others admired your strength. They didn't see the cost. There were nights you cried alone, quietly, into pillows. You wiped your tears in case someone walked in. Sometimes you didn't even know why you were crying. It was accumulation. Disappointments upon disappointments. Unspoken grief stacked on silent fear. You held it together all day and had nothing left for the night. Hear me now, I was there. Not distant. Closer than you realized. I sat with you in the quiet. I felt the ache in your chest. I knew the thoughts racing in the dark. You may have felt abandoned, but you were never alone. Every tear was collected. None were wasted. Each one carried a story, a prayer. I knew which came from loss, which from exhaustion, which from longing to be understood. I did not rush you. I did not tell you to be stronger. I let you cry because release is not weakness, it is truth. You needed to be seen, not the version the world gets, but the real you, the tired you, the hurting you, the one who kept going when it hurt. I saw you then. I see you now. Stay with me. There are moments left, and healing is still unfolding today. My child, there are moments left. Hear me now that I saw you before anyone else did. I saw you when you were overlooked, when your efforts went unnoticed, when your kindness was taken for granted. I saw you when you wondered if anyone would even notice if you stopped trying so hard. Let me say this clearly, your pain was real. I will not minimize it. Loneliness cuts deep, especially when you are surrounded by people. Being strong all the time is exhausting. Crying alone leaves marks on the heart. You were not dramatic. You were responding to a real need that went unmet for too long. You longed for someone to ask how you really were and stay. You wanted permission to rest, to fall apart, to be held instead of holding everything together. That longing was not ingratitude. You were created for connection. And hear this, I was there. When you sat quietly while others talked. When you helped everyone else but no one helped you. When you gave encouragement while needing it yourself. I saw you. I honored those moments. Even when no one thanked you, heaven did. You wondered why I didn't remove the loneliness sooner. Why I didn't send someone at the exact moment you needed them. Listen with tenderness, I was working. I was teaching you the difference between being surrounded and being connected. I was shaping your heart to recognize depth. I was preparing you to value true presence, including mine. You are not unseen now. You never were. You were held when you felt forgotten. Comforted when you felt empty. Loved when you doubted your worth. And today, God is making this known. Archangel Michael stands near as this truth settles in your heart. I see you fully, the strength it took to survive quietly, the courage it took to keep showing up, the tenderness you protected when life tried to harden you. You were not weak for crying alone. You were honest, and I was responding with presence. Sit here. Don't rush. Don't explain. Don't justify. You are seen now, today, and always. This message exists because timing in my kingdom is precise. I do not arrive early to impress. I do not arrive late to apologize. I arrive when it is necessary. My child, this is it. There are minutes left. I arrive when hearts are ready and when moments can still be redeemed. This moment right now is that moment. Not a second early. Not an hour late. God's timing is precise. And Archangel Michael stands witness to this holy urgency. Could not have come sooner. Earlier you were learning how to survive, how to endure disappointment, how to stand after loss, how to keep going when answers didn't come. If I had spoken then, it would have sounded like noise. You were still becoming, still being shaped. You needed shelter more than instruction, protection more than clarity. So I waited not because I was distant, but because love is careful. But hear me, it cannot come later. If this waited, hesitation would harden into habit. Questions would turn into resignation. You would begin to accept what was never meant to be permanent. I will not allow that. I love you too much to let delay define you. That gentle pressure you feel now, that is not panic. It is alignment. Heaven and your heart are agreeing. Awareness is rising. Divine timing isn't about clocks. It's about readiness meeting purpose. And today they meet in you. Not the younger you who hoped easily and broke quickly. Not the older you who might close off. You, the one who has felt pain and stayed open. The one who is tired yet still listening. The one who carries love for your mother, protects your sister, and still believes there is more. This message exists because now matters. Do not delay. Do not scroll past. Receive. Trust. Say it from your heart. Amen.